Hi, good day, good night, good evening, depending on what time you happen to be watching this. Welcome to another episode of House of Stars. I am Girl Star, and today, as you can see from the title, I am reading on a very interesting character today. I'm going to be reading on Azealia Banks. As you know, Azealia is a very talented artist, has great music, has a huge following, and of course, a lot of people know her from her opinions that she does share on Twitter. But what intrigues me the most about her is she actually identifies as being a bruja, a witch. So that just shows that it's very rare. Obviously, there's a couple people that were in the industry in the past that have identified with being involved in the occult openly, but the fact that she's so open about it is like she's like almost like a sister in the face, so to speak. So it's like, okay, you know what? I have to read on this girl and let you know exactly what's going on around her. As you can see, this is part one, so this is more or less on her more spiritual aspect, the spiritual side of her. And the other reading that I will be doing, I actually am inviting Chris back. So Chris will be doing part two with me, okay? So it's so dark and I'm doing it in my washroom, as you can tell, because I was hoping that it was gonna be brighter in here because I bought new lights and they're hella bright. But for some reason, my camera is not cooperating with the lighting situation in here. So if it's too dark on your end, please forgive me. It's supposed to be a lot brighter than it is. Okay, so let's move in to, okay, Azealia Banks. I see she's born May 31st, 1991 in Harlem, New York. So I'm trying to find a good picture of her, and I think this is a good one because you can see her eyes. She has very witchy eyes. Like you can always tell if somebody that's a person that is spiritually gifted by their eyes, and her eyes say it all. So let me just tap into her energy. Okay. So what I see about Azealia Banks as a person, I feel like, of course, her attitude, I feel like she stays really true to how she presents herself. And some people can see that she has a really bitchy attitude. But I feel deep down inside, like she has a sassiness to her, but she does have a heart. I feel like she almost gets pleasure in rising up people's emotions because she's definitely a person that can see deep down into everyone's soul. When she looks at somebody, she doesn't just see them for who they are and who they present themselves to be. She sees them right down to their core. And that's definitely seen in her eyes, that she can see right through people. I don't feel like this is the first time in her life that she's in. This is her first life being a bruja. I feel like she's been a bruja in many different lives. I also do feel like there's a little bit of a gypsy vibe around her as well. So maybe in past life, she was a gypsy, but there's a gypsy side to her that is in there as well. So seeing her right now, obviously you see her to be African American, but in many lives, I feel like she spent a lot of them in Europe, in more the Europe, Indonesia type of area, or Indochina type of area, where more of you see more the Romani gypsies and things like that. What I do feel like, I see cards. I don't know if she reads cards on the side, but I feel like she's really good at reading cards. It's something that I do really see about her. Or anything that has to do with some kind of divination. I almost feel like even she can make a divination out of anything. Like it could be a ripple in the water or something. She'll be able to divine or do some divination when it comes to that. I also do feel like around her, and I know this because this has been discussed, that I do see a lot of spirits that are around her, but a lot of the energies that are around her are the strongest one is a male. Okay, so a lot of male driven energy surrounds her and what she does. Okay, I do feel like she does also have a little boy with her as well, which says to me that, and this is common for anyone that's familiar with Ocha or Santeria, working with Alegua. So I do see Alegua definitely working in her field, but I feel like she's more or less where I see the prankster side comes in it is with gosh, why is it leaving me now? Egun. There we go. Egun. Okay. I do see with her, especially spiritually, I feel like she's in a place where even though she does things, where she says certain things about people where it looks like she's bullying them, she really is shaking up their soul. Okay, so it almost is like it's like the Tower Tarot card. It's like a double-ended sword in the situation. So what she does is kind of shakes up your soul, shakes up yourself, so that you can recheck yourself and stay true to who you are. And that's really why that is her contribution to the industry, is actually shaking up people that are living in this facade and seeing life for what it really is. And I know she portrays this on her Twitter. This is not a surprise, but literally this is what her purpose is on earth. So she's a person that is, like, if I was going to say a phrase, is the one that shakes up things and reveals the truth. So if I was going to reference it to a tarot card, I would see her as a tower. Like, comes in like a lightning bolt, just crashes and burns your whole situation, whatever you built. But at the end of the day, you have something that you can build from, because you can only go up from here. She's really like, girl, like, you're really deep in what you do. Like, I'm seeing like really, really, really intensely deep in what she does when it comes to her spiritual life. There's a lot of things that she knows how to do, and she's really freaking good at it. Okay, I feel like a lot of things that she does, it does hit instantaneously. Okay, I feel like if she was to tap into you, like, if you're a person that's spiritual, you will know. You know what I mean? I don't know, I'm picking up the Three Witches or Three Witch or something like that. I don't know if there's any affiliation with that, but I just saw Three Witches or Three Witch. It's really hard to tap into her energy sometimes because she has a lot of protection around her. So every time I'm trying to tap in, it's like, okay, I come in peace. Like, don't worry, there has been consent. But I do see, like, when it comes to her spiritual life, definitely, there's a lot of gypsy vibe. I know she really delves into the whole Santeria thing, but I feel like there's a lot of strong gypsy roots that are in her. There's a lot of African roots as well. Like, you know, at the same time, when it comes to gypsies, we are exposed to more of a European type or Northern Indian type of aspect of what a gypsy is, or a free spirit is, but she definitely is associated with more of an African sense of that. I do feel like she does have a strong connection to Ashun. I do see she has two sides to her. So there's a Ashun and then there's the Oya. Okay, is what I feel is, it's like almost like she's a hybrid of them two together. Okay, because there's that side of her that is very about beauty, about luxury, about niceness and everything like that. And then there's the next side of her that is like Oya, which is like thunder. And hence it goes right back to the Tower Tarot card. And probably that's why I was seeing that. I don't know why I'm sensing like she may write a book. Girl, I don't know if you're going to write a book, but I do see a book, and the book is going to be something based on her spirituality. But the book is something that is based on something that she is going to teach. So she's going to obviously teach for people to learn. Obviously, there's certain things that are kept coveted, but for the most part, what she's doing is trying to educate through what she knows, and what is not just necessarily what she knows, what the world is supposed to know. Because a lot of the knowledge that she has are very old, esoteric scriptures and knowledge that has actually been kept away from a lot of people, and that's why a lot of people don't know a lot about themselves. So that's what I feel. I feel like she's a person, when she goes after certain people, or not go after, I would say, you know, stresses her opinions around certain people, is that she is actually, there's a magnetic draw to them to shake them up a little bit. Like, be honest. For example, when it comes to Azealia, okay? Like, you know, Azealia had their issues or whatever, or she stressed her issues with Azealia, but didn't it shake her up in a sense where she kind of had to retract and humble herself and really understand her craft and see who she really was, and not portraying this facade that she deserves more credit than what she really has to put on the table. Even though it's harsh, it's still the truth. So at the end of the day, it's like what she did essentially did lead her down the right path. I see Alegua there's so much around. Like, I'm like right now tapping, I just see Alegua just right at the gate right there. Uh, yeah, very, very, very much strong energy. Like again, like feel like I'm repeating myself, but sees right through people, like right through people. Like I feel like if I was in a room with her and she was looking at me, she'd be looking. She could see the pattern on the shower curtain right now because she just looks right through people. Um, but again, like what I can say, she's a very powerful person. She's definitely put here for strong purpose. She's been here many times before. And I just feel like she will be approached for use of her powers. So just keep that in mind. You know what I mean? Because she's a very powerful person. And she is very much of a person that she knows her purpose and she knows why she is here. And there's nothing that anyone's going to do to stop her. And no matter what she says or does, obviously it's evident, like from what you see, there is no fear in her at all because she has that much power behind her that she's carried over the many years. I do see a woman, and I feel like she's a rounder woman on some ancestral side. I'm just seeing her right now. Her hair's wrapped up. She's a very big woman, and she comes in also giving her powers as well. I feel like when I'm seeing this, it reminds me of like a Haitian type of French kind of ordeal. So it could either be like in the South or it could literally be directly to Haiti. But I definitely see this woman that comes in, and those are the people that stand by her and protect her, are these two women where it comes to the ancestral side. So there's a connection that is right there through that ancestral side that really protects her and really connects to her. It's so crazy. It's like I'm looking at her pictures, I feel like she's staring right at me. She was a slave before in her life too, and used magic. She was a rebellious slave and did use magic as well to help her people lead them through. So pretty much essentially when it comes to her spiritual side, what her purpose here is to lead those from darkness into light, no matter how ugly it may be, and wipe out those that are in the light, that are not living in a truth that they should be living in. So that's her purpose, and that's what I do see spiritually when it comes to Azealia Banks. So again, that's our reading. This is part one of the Azealia Banks reading. If you have any questions or concerns, or you'd like to get a reading with me, feel free to message me. All the links and the contacts are in the description box where you can contact me. Don't forget to like me on Facebook. Again, if you haven't done it already, make sure that you do subscribe. There's going to be more videos like this to come, and definitely more changes. So I do want to thank you so much for your time. May God bless you and angels protect you. Good night.